welcome to the very last magical May Wellbeing Wednesday show, the very end of the month. And today I have a very special guest to prepare to talk to you today. She is a maven of marketing. She is a colossal coach, and she's also she's undone when it comes to nervous system regulation. And so she's going to talk to us a little bit today about that, and hopefully a little bit about her unique group that she started that I'm a member of called the Fuck It Bucket. Yeah, that's what it's called. So welcome, Caroline Betz. And let's turn it over to you. What is a Fuck It Bucket?
The F bucket. First of all, thank you so much for having me. And what a nice intro. So lovely. I would never have described myself as a marketing maven. I just do marketing. But yes, I'll take it. So the F bucket is a container, and I don't like that word container. So that's why I decided to call it a bucket.
Contain this.
It's a container I wish I had when I first started this whole marketing copywriting business. So yeah, it's a mixture of copy and marketing, coaching, nervous system regulation, and hypnosis and general life coaching. So all the things that you need to do whatever it is that you want to do in your business.
Yes. And you've been teaching in the group so much about writing copy and marketing strategies here and there and all of this juicy stuff. But one of the things that I think makes you kind of a mage of marketing, kind of a mystic or a magical marketer, is the fact that a lot of marketing targets people's point of pain. And I don't see you doing that as much with your marketing. I see you going away from the guilt and the shame, and especially with women, it seems very prevalent to market with shame. So what are your takes on shame-based marketing?
Well, I never intended to be a point of difference, but I suppose now that you mention it, it is, because like you say, it's just so much of it out there is to prey on our insecurities, right? But I've been on the other end of sleazy marketers promising everything. So I know how that feels. I believe in karma. So for me, it was like a no-brainer. It's like, I'm just going to market the way I want to market the way I want to be marketed to. And I know shame very well. I've been raised, I'm South Korean. I have South Korean descent. I'm from South Korea originally. So yeah, in that kind of environment, shame and guilt was used very much. And it's not to say or to shit on my parents, but that's just how it is, my parents.
It's a real difference, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I just basically didn't want to perpetuate the things that I thought was wrong in the marketing world, online and offline. Yeah.
It feels like it's more than just your marketing. You're not using shame. It's what you are doing, which is almost like you flipped marketing on its head. And so you actually market in a completely different way, which makes everyone feel like they're enough. And like, how do you do it?
I don't know. I don't do it on purpose, but I'm just like fed up with it. So I'm just going to call it out. It's like, no, this is what I'm seeing. This is how I'm feeling. And, I'm not having any of it. So I don't want to highlight a particular person. So when I do make fun of things, it's like a general thing. Like there is no, oh, I know exactly who Caroline is talking about when she's, talking about this, that, the other. It's a general thing. So yeah, for me, I don't want to shame the shamers. Like that doesn't work, first of all. And that's not my style. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's just, I don't know, being who I am in real life online, I think that's my tactic, if you want to call it that. It's not really a tactic, because, when you're with friends and you're just joking around and, making fun of the ridiculousness of humanity, like that's just how I am in real life and also online. So yeah, does that make sense?
No, so it feels like what you are doing is sort of magical because it's like you're talking to your friends and it feels so natural. It doesn't feel like marketing. It feels like you're just saying, "Hi, my friends, this is how I want you to feel. I want you to feel great." And I always feel when I see your stuff online, I always feel special. Like you're talking to me, and it does feel really special. And it feels like you're talking to your friends and you want your friends to feel special. And so it totally comes through. This authenticity comes through. That's really special.
Thank you.
Well, it is nice. And I always feel elevated and it's just beautiful. I want to go back because I kind of skipped over this, but I want to know what well-being is to you. What is your idea or definition of well-being, Caroline?
What a big question. I'm glad you're just asking now. Because then I would have been like, what is well-being? It's feeling good inside and out. That is well-being to me. And also there's an element of inner peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, feeling at peace, feeling safe, not just, around, but within yourself. That is well-being. Yeah.
Simple.
Simple. Most things in life are simple, I think.
We like to keep it simple at Casa de Keener. Anyway, I noticed you've been reading a lot on shame that you've been sharing in the Bucket group. And you have some different speakers coming up on different topics in relationship to that. Would you like to speak a little bit about what's going on with your reading and your studying and all that, please?
Shame issues. So you mean upcoming presentations or mistress classes in the bucket? Yeah. So, well, in terms of shaming, I'm going through an unshaming workshop with David Bedrick, who is a psychologist, and I would say one of the leading experts on shame. And his idea or views on shame is a little bit different to Brené Brown's. So, of course, there's the element of shedding light on what shames us, but there's a different. He takes a different. He has a different approach to unshaming. So, it really is in the witnessing of the event, of the person and the event that causes shame that helps to dissolve it. So yeah, I'm going through that. So when I'm finished all of that, I plan to do a little bit more work around that, because there's so much that we're ashamed about, and that stops us and it stops us from doing all the things that we want to do. It makes us feel less than, and that's a big thing too. I think a lot of the issues that we struggle with stem from the fact that we feel less than, and that's not true as well. Even though you may think, even though the pain is real, the pain of not feeling good enough or, clever enough, whatever enough, the pain is real. But I honestly had this chat with my life coach the other day. I think things like not enoughness, even self-loathing, the pain is real, but it's not real. It's hard to describe right now. And it may feel like, what the heck is going on about? But yeah, I think underneath all of the outside stuff, there is this inner knowing, this inner love for ourselves, this inner brilliance that, we're just not tapping into, we're not seeing, because we're not in our bodies, we're here. So I'll be doing some things on that too. What else is coming up? We've got a sleep coach, a holistic sleep coach, coming to talk to us about.
I need that.
How to get really good quality sleep. She's brilliant. We've got a couple of brilliant email marketers to help us infuse. One of them is a comedian and ex-magician, and he'll be showing us how to use comedy, how to be funny, how to infuse that in our copy, whether it's through emails or posts, because we know when we can make people laugh, they genuinely tend to like us and trust us, right? And that's one of the things in this whole, I hate this term, but this getting people to convert. They need to like you and they need to trust you before they give you their dollars, right? So comedy is good. And it's also amazing to light up the wonderful areas of our brain. It obviously makes us feel good, but helps us create more, like get more ideas. So we've got one email marketer, a funny email marketer, and we've got another email marketer who gets amazing open rates, click rates, all of that. So she'll be coming in to show us a few things. We've got an introverted marketer who is killing it without being this whole like in your face, brash, clickbaity stuff online. She's killing it with her. She got a big team in India. So that's
Wow.
yeah. I've got a few more that I've forgotten, but yeah, I'm asking anybody. So my motto is if you don't ask, you don't get.
Ooh, that's so true. If you don't ask, you don't get. I like that. Yeah. And the one that you were talking about like the introverted marketing, that actually speaks to me because even though I'm very gregarious, I'm also very much an introvert. And marketing, I hate marketing. It terrifies me. I'd rather crawl in a hole and die than market. Can I just give away all my stuff for free and then people just throw money at me because they're happy with what they got? Like, why do I have to market? So I definitely want to check that out.
Yeah, I think you'll get a lot from Isai's talk, mistress class. And she's not just, she's a reserved introvert. So I'm introvert too. I need my space. So I'm on workation right now. My in-laws are here and I love them so much. I love them like my parents. I really do. I'll have meals with them, but I need my space. So I take it. I'm like, see you later. Right. So I am introverted, but I'm since doing the work of nervous system regulation and unshaming, and I still have a long way to go, I'm not as shy as before. So people are surprised. They're like, you're not introverted. You're really like, you're out there and you're opinionated and all this. I'm like, you know what? Introverts can be opinionated. But
Loud.
yeah, it can be loud. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, I do have major opinions. That cat's out of the bag. But yeah, we just got back from vacation too, and I definitely have to take my own space as well. And it's just how I am. I have to, kind of just isolate or self-isolate and but it was a nice vacation.
I saw pics of your amazing holiday or vacation.
So, yes, it was wonderful. While I have you here, I want to clear up a misconception people have about women that seem to have it all. Because I think you're one of those women that seem to have it all, good work-life balance and everything. And that is, you're a coach, but you have a coach. And so I want to clear up this myth that like women don't need coaching or that we don't need help because I don't think we ask for help enough. And so I want to have you speak on that a little bit, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I think it's so important. I don't ever want to not have a coach. I have a few, and my husband jokes I'm keeping the coaching and woo-woo industry afloat. But there's just no, I just don't think you could. Well, I don't think I'll ever get to a point where I'm like, oh, I don't need anybody else. Because just because, at least for me, whenever I feel like, oh my God, I think I've got it, life throws me a little curveball. And I'm like, okay, I don't have it. It's like, no, but yeah, and I have different coaches for different things. So I've got my general life coach, I've got a business coach. So the sleep coach that came on, she's not my regular sleep coach, but I've paid for a session with her. And yeah, I'm happy to invest in myself, in my growth. So first of all, that I can be a better human, a better wife, a better mother, which I don't know, like before my life coach, things were really rocky. I wouldn't say our marriage is rocky, but my state of mind, my health, my mental health, my physical health, my emotional and spiritual health, it was just awful, absolutely awful. And since doing the work with Sally and the nervous system regulation, everything changed. And it's not an exaggeration. And that's why I'm just so like, oh my God, telling everybody who will listen to me, you've got to regulate. Well, not you've got to, but nervous system regulation changed my life. And I'm pretty sure it'll change yours too, because right now, look at the world. It feels really unsafe, right?
Oh my God, Caroline, don't get me started. That it is the clowniest timeline ever, like the clown world. It is, we live in, it's a shitstorm everywhere you look. And for moms, it's hard. Like especially new moms, it's like, okay, you have the baby and you have postpartum depression and you think, okay, it's 1 or 2 months. And then after that, it's kind of like you're on your own to figure it out for yourself. And if you haven't, there's something wrong with you, is our kind of like the message we get from society. And so we just tend to try to figure it all out on our own. And the burden gets heavier and heavier. And it's just crazy. And I don't know about you, but I was just like, I need help. So I started getting coaching, way back, and I've seen a lot of different coaches too. So I am with you on what your husband says about that. Like, I feel like we don't support the coaching. I think it's a mutual thing, but they definitely supported me. But it becomes part of like my self-care ritual. And I think when we think of self-care, we think of like getting our nails or our hair done or whatever. But without someone to help you and guide you to lead you in the right direction, it's just like you're really not getting the help that you need. So to me, this is like a vital part of self-care. And more important, I think, or as important as taking care of yourself physically or whatever.
100%, 100%. Yeah, because I'm totally with you. So all these nice things like pedicures, facials, I enjoy them too on occasion, but I'm happy to give that up if I really like it's just a bonus, really. For me, it's how I'm feeling on the inside. And I think it's always been like that. Yeah. And of course, there used to be times where I would equate outside things to worthiness. But yeah, that's gone now.
It's vital. And to clarify, because I think about things in terms of boundaries. And when I look at boundaries, I think of priorities, not what you're saying no to, but what you're saying yes to. And so, as I want people to hear it from you, because you kind of like go on nice date nights and you do wonderful things and you live this magical life. I want people to see how you prioritize things. So if you had like X amount of money, would you, Caroline, choose the spa day, or would you choose the coaching if you were feeling like down and felt like you needed a bump? Because a lot of people will go to the salon when they feel like they need a bump, or they'll go shopping when they need a bump. And so I just want people to hear it from the horse's mouth.
Hands down coaching.
Yeah.
Hands down. I can do my own hair. I can cut my own hair. It won't look that great, but because I've always got it up, no one can tell. I can color my own roots. I color my roots. I've decided on the morning of leaving Frankfurt, I'm like, I think I want to color my grays. So I'm like this and packing. I mean, I can do all that myself. I just, yeah, I would much prefer hands down, I would have the coaching over everything else. That stuff, it doesn't matter. Really, doesn't matter to me. Like it's nice to have, but it's not a must have.
Oh my gosh, thank you for reiterating that, because I feel like this is where it's that goes back to that marketing thing we were talking about earlier, where people get these mixed messages that, like, if I'm not feeling good, it's just because I'm too wrinkly or I need another face cream or something. And it's not like you just need some validation that you're okay, And so, there's, the next face cream on the market, the one with the gold sparkles or whatever. And I think this is how women end up almost self-sabotaging, because that's not really going to do it for you if the problem's on the inside. And so I wanted to kind of get your take on that.
I have bought, and it's no different to the other creams that I use.
Well, I just know from my experience that if I've bought the face cream that was going to make my troubles all go away, that it didn't. And then I'm out the money for the coaching. So I'm like, gosh, dang it. Like, what I do. Uh,
And that's okay too. And that's okay, really. We're human.
yeah. And I'm good with that. Um, You did a video recently, and I want to talk about you have a frankness about you, which I admire and appreciate, because I too have no filter. And you were talking about imposter syndrome and how people like freak out about imposter syndrome, and then they try to do a whole bunch of things to try to cure imposter syndrome. And you were like, and maybe you felt like you needed more courses or more something to be ready. And if you just invest the time doing that. So I don't know if you wanted to talk more about that, because I thought that was a really cool video you made.
It was me on a little with a little filter of me like being a dog on a bike or something like that, or a surfing dog. I don't know. Anyway, one of those. Yes. Yeah, I actually felt like I was an imposter. I thought I had imposter syndrome when I first started copywriting and marketing. And you know what? Even to some extent, as I was a physiotherapist, at least in the first few years of me being, because I used to be a physiotherapist, or physical therapist, as you would say in America. But basically, I realized actually that that's just kind of made up. And I'm not denying the pain that comes from feeling like you don't know enough, because I think most people want to do a good job at whatever they do, right? They want to feel competent. But I think the message that I wanted to put out in that video was, instead of thinking about it and saying that you're an imposter, you have imposter syndrome, and looking it up like I did, I wasted so many hours researching imposter syndrome, how to fight it, and doing all the affirmations and all of that stuff. If I had just put all of that energy into actually practicing writing more, and I don't mean and do more courses, and I don't necessarily mean fork out hundreds or thousands of dollars on courses, but just practicing more, writing more, discovering more things, it would have helped me. Like, yeah.
I went through it myself, and I wished I would have heard what you had to say the other day when I was going through it, because of how much I delayed doing the things that I wanted to do, because I was thinking I was more up in my head about not being ready or not looking good enough on camera or whatever. I just didn't do the things I needed to do because I was thinking about all this, like, I'm not ready, and just filled my head with that nonsense and didn't get things done. And then when I finally got around to it, I realized, like, you just have to put one foot in front of the other sometimes, and then you get there.
And so I was just going to say, when I'm making some of these reels, which I obviously forget about, I'm thinking about me, younger me. Like, what did younger, insecure, really confused and scared Caroline, what did she need to hear? What does she need to hear? So that's the kind of thing that I think about. Or, who's my ideal client? and then speak to them rather than thinking about how I look, how I sound. I mean, all of that's important. And so, with some of these filters, I've just woken up. And that's why I put that filter on, because I'm in my PJs, haven't done my hair, haven't washed my face. whack on an animal filter and I just do it. So yeah. Yeah. So I think when you put the focus more on the person you want to help, that helps a lot, rather than, oh, what are people going to think about me? Because actually not that many people think about you. Not in
Yeah.
the way you think they're going to think about you.
Yeah.
In most cases, even if they do think, oh my gosh, she's so weird, they've got 70,000 other, things coming at them every day, right? They're going to forget about you. So that doesn't matter, really.
Well, not to say we aren't a pair of weirdos. And I like weirdos, and I think you're kind of a weirdo, but in the best possible, the Betz, Caroline Betz possible way. But I like the weirdness factor in my timeline, breaking things up a bit and everything. But what did I want to say? I think we need that right now in the world. We need more of that because it's just kind of a crazy time, like you said earlier, and we need to feel validated that it's okay to be a little weird and a little off some days, and a little just ourselves, and be okay, or quirky, silly. So we need more weirdos around to validate us, I think. I do.
Yeah. Because I used to be a really bad, toxic perfectionist. Yeah. So once I let that go and started loving on my inner perfectionist, and again feeling safe within my body, which is why I'm going to be like, please work on your nervous system, work on regulating your nervous system so you feel safe, so that you're not in your head so much, you're not in your thoughts, and you're less likely to go down the rabbit hole or stay on the train of thoughts, because we forget that we're not our thoughts. Most thoughts are not real. Yeah. And being able to release myself from that and being more present because of the work, I was able to stop overthinking. And what used to take me hours writing stuff, it really doesn't take me hours anymore. So yeah, and I love that perfectionist in me, because I like to present. I want to write well. I don't like shitty first drafts. I always say I write tasty first drafts, and then I will refine, and so that the end product is a delectable draft, not not just a good draft. Tasty first draft, not shitty, and delectable final draft. Yeah. So yeah, it's changed a lot. This stuff, feeling safe in your body, being able to calm yourself down when you're feeling super activated. Yeah, it has changed a lot. And I think it's really important, especially as marketers, to feel safe so that we can promote the people, not just our offers, but the offers of our clients who we believe in, to do a good job. Because I think, yeah, there needs to be some sort of congruence. I really do. I think that's why I've attracted the people that I've attracted, even though I haven't done any ads or run any ads or whatnot. I haven't really been that active until recently online.
Yeah, it's more just you being you, and
yeah. And it's easy. I mean, it's hard to be you in this online world, but for me, it's harder to be not me. Does that make sense? It's harder to pretend to be somebody else, because I've done that for so long, and it's so tiring.
It's almost like it's insulting to yourself to try to be something you're not. It's kind of like not the best thing to do, not the best choice.
Oh, totally. Totally. It's kind of like, it's self-abandonment. That's how I view it. Especially when I do go back into these tendencies, as I'm human, sometimes I'm like, catch myself. I'm like, am I doing this to please this person? am I saying this so that they feel more comfortable, or what's going on here? I do have to check myself a lot. And that's where the coaching helps. Really.
Yeah. And all that coaching is available inside the bucket. There is something that it's almost distracting, but not. It's this you have the most peaceful countenance, and I can't even describe it, but I can hardly think right now. I feel like I'm at a spa having a meditation or something, because it's being around you, just even through Zoom, is very calming, very, very relaxing. Thank you. Very peaceful.
Well, it's true. It's true, Karen. It's a thing called co-regulation.
Okay,
It
tell me
really
about
is.
that.
Yeah. When it's also with mirror neurons. Do you know about that?
No.
Like, just as a name suggests, the neurons in our brain, like we mirror each other. And the thing called co-regulation is that when you're around somebody, I mean, think about it. When you go to a party and you're with somebody who's like really like energetic and is having a good time and is just really loving the moment, when you're around them, you kind of feel that, right?
Yes.
But then when you're next to somebody who's just like looking really grumpy and is, giving you asshole vibes, like being around them, you're just like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
going to go somewhere else. Same thing. That's the whole thing with co-regulation. So, yeah, I'm so happy to hear that you're feeling calm and good. And
But I'm supposed to be doing an interview here, Caroline, and now I'm mirroring, my mirror neurons are putting me in a spa mode. So now it's very distracting. I'm like, what's the next question I was going to ask? Stay focused. But it is very nice. It's very placid or something. Oh, it's bedtime.
this is exactly how I felt with Sally when I first started with her. I was so activated. I was anxious AF. And I remember coming out of every session feeling so good. I'm like, oh, I'm fixed. But obviously it didn't last. But as the weeks went on, as I started doing my own work and all of this, it just kept, like, that effect just stayed
Yeah.
longer. So
Yeah, it reminds me of, like, I think it was Tony Robbins, and there's a bunch of people that say this, like, be careful who the 5 people you spend the most time with are, because those patterns do reflect back on you, and you have to start to take inventory to make sure the people that you're around are putting you into a better state, the positive state, and helping you grow and continue to progress in life. So that's good. It's like therapy.
yeah, but nice therapy, because I've had therapy before, psychotherapy, and it's not always nice.
Yeah, it's definitely the good therapy. This is definitely the good therapy. All right. How about you tell us tell all the folks at home how they can mirror your neurons and do all that cool stuff, and have the Caroline experience and access to your marketing and all the magic that you are.
Do you want to buy this calm in a bottle for $9.99? Then head to my just kidding. If you want to get in touch with me, then you can find me on LinkedIn. I have a different name on LinkedIn. It's Caroline Shine. Yeah. So my maiden name is Shin. And I'm like, that doesn't sound so, it doesn't sound very the word shiny. it just doesn't sound like anything, really. I
Well,
know it's my
there's
I love it, but I was like, I want
Lauren
to
Lawrence Chauvelin, right? Isn't she?
Yes, yes. She's a Shin, and nothing against Shin, but it just felt really like not me. I was like, no, Caroline Shine. So, yeah, that's me.
Shiny.
Yeah, shiny. Exactly. And carolinebetz.com, BETZ. And Instagram is at simply_the_Betz.
Simply the Betz.
Yeah, simply the Betz. And Fucker Bucket is closed for now, and it will be for a while, because I want to grow it. And it was beta because it was my first launch. So yeah, I want to make things really nice until I open again. And I have decided not to have it like a huge group because there's only one of me. And I really want to be present in that group. I don't want to hire tons of copy coaches or any other coaches. These people, when they come in, they want me to help them. So yeah, it will probably be around 50, maybe 60 max. And we've got 30 in the group at the moment. So yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to
keep it simple.
Yeah, keep it simple. Exactly. So if you want to find out when I open the lid again to the Fucker Bucket, then yeah, head on over to carolinebetz.com where you can click on the newsletter.
Yeah.
to join my list where you'll find out when I open it again.
All right. So you heard it here. Get on that newsletter, sign up for that, and so that you are next in line for Caroline's bucket when it opens again, when it officially launches. Limited supply of Caroline goodness directed at you. Anyway, yeah, so I hope everybody does that. And yeah, I just want to say also thank you, Caroline, for being here today. It was just such a pleasure being around you, being with you, and talking with you, and having this one-on-one interaction with you. So thank you so much for being a guest on Wellbeing Wednesday.
Thank you for having me. It's been really fun.
And I appreciate you. And thank you, guests of the Wellbeing, or the viewing audience of the Wellbeing Wednesday show. I feel like I've been stoned half this interview just from that whole experience. It's because of you that I do this each week. And so if you feel inclined to join my Substack, there's an option for free or paid subscription, thesovereignmom.substack.com. Become a paid subscriber. Help me continue to make these wonderful videos and introduce you to wonderful people that can support you in your well-being. Have a wonderful week. Bye.